What are some guys' secrets? Many men have anxiety and/or depression, but we will not talk about and will get moderately annoyed at you for bringing it up. Holy shit, this got gold. Thank you, kind stranger. I remember when I thought this was a successful post when it had only like 30 upvotes. A lot of women don't understand that it takes us a lot longer to figure out how we feel about something than most women. Give us time to process, and we'll bring it up if and when we want to talk about it. But, don't try to push us to be emotional, since most men aren't as driven by feelings as most women. Sometimes we don't talk to people cause we don't want to intimidate them. I might see a girl with a cool shirt on, but I don't want to make her think I'm coming on to her or something. Rather than freak her out that a 6'6" guy thinks she looks good today, I just leave her alone. Especially if we're on an elevator or something where she can't leave if she actually is uncomfortable. If a guy told me that on my way out of the elevator and explained why he didn't say it while we were still in, I'd definitely think that's adorable. May even want to see him again. You have no idea how much women appreciate it when men understand how complicated and unsafe the world feels for women a lot of the time. I'd if other guys feel this too, but am always afraid of accidentally making women feel uncomfortable in my presence, for example when I happen to walk in the same direction as a woman in front of me for a while. And am not even interested in women in the first place. This is me, all the time. I'm brown, not small, and I live in a big city where women are on high alert all the time. So I go out of my way to slow down, or speed up, when walking in proximity to a woman and we're both alone. My wife, mother, and sister have made me aware of my male privilege, and it's all I can think about sometimes that I might be making someone scared just by being there. I'm not afraid of repercussions for myself, I just never wanted to make people feel that way. I realized my smiling only helps sometimes, and speaking to them without being spoken to first is jarring sometimes. And it's not all women, but it's clear that most women will never, ever feel comfortable in the presence of a man they don't know on the street. No exceptions. I'm sorry that the world is shitty, and that women are often victims of circumstances they don't control. I'm trying, ladies. And I always would interject when a panhandler gets aggressive or let you know when your bag is hanging open. I don't know the solution for this, but I am hyper aware of it, and I hope one day the world is safe for everyone, not just me. My dad served in the Pacific during World War II. A kid from the Bronx, he had never been out of the Bronx in his entire life. Then he got sent to New Guinea. Decades later, as he lay dying in the hospital bed, he told us, as his young friends were being slaughtered by other young men, just before they died, they always cried for their mothers, never for their fathers, always for their mothers. He said, they were just kids being slaughtered by other kids. And then they died, in his arms. Their last words were always, "Where is my mother? Where is my mother? Where is my mother?" Never for their fathers. That affected him for his entire life. And Dad lived a long time. He was the lucky one. My dad fought in World War II on the European front and said the same, guys would always cry out for their mothers. He reinforced how important it was to be gentle and nurturing to a boy. I don't know why, but this comment caused me to immediately weep. I can't wait to raise a son with this perspective. Men are so precious and we need to love the hell out of them. Men have a box that our minds go into. It's called the nothing box. So next time you ask a man what he's thinking about and he answers with nothing, there is a good chance he's telling you the truth. I've heard this before and I can't relate, but I'm kind of jealous. It sounds peaceful. I am always having some sort of inner monologue or background thoughts bombarding me unless I smoke up, which I do to escape this. Do I have some sort of condition? As an older man, we don't expect you to look like a supermodel as we age together. Yes, at times I do see you as I did 30 years ago and every wrinkle and flaw disappears. Yes, there are times I see every wrinkle and flaw, and know how you got every one of them. They are beautiful too. I wish more older men would answer. The answers so far are cool, but I'm also interested in hearing how life experience affects what is said. This comment will be buried, but those perfectly round toilets suck. It's super annoying when your junk touches the inside of the toilet bowl. The oval toilets like in most public toilets are much better. Fucking fact, man. I hate the circle toilets. When people come crying to us, our first inclination is to fix the problem. Since this is, often, not possible, lead with something along the lines of "Can I vent for a minute?" Or anything that signals to us this is just a time for active listening, rather than a problem-solving session. Otherwise it's just awkward WTF is going on here? In our heads. Simply saying you need to cry tells us exactly what we need to do. When we want to be alone, it's not that we don't want to be around you, it's that we don't want to be around anyone for a bit. I get this one way too well. I go through bouts where I just don't want to talk to anyone regardless of how close we are. For me, it's not even a thing where I'm upset or I'd hate it if someone was around. I just need time to think and reorganize my head every so often, as well as to just shut my head off for a bit. But I mean, if they want to silently hang around, that's not a problem. I don't mind being around, I just need mental quiet. If we tie down anything in the back of a pickup truck or trailer, it's physically impossible for us not to stand back and say that's not going anywhere. This is shockingly accurate. Might even be accompanied by shaking the object a bit, and looking at your friend for confirmation that he also saw how much it's not going anywhere. Edit, Silver? Thank you so much. No matter how poorly secured the object may be, you can always guarantee that's not going anywhere. We really do think your hair is good. It looked good before and after you got a haircut. It looked good curly and it looked good straight. It looked good when you woke up and when you made it. As long as it's shaped like the hair we gave girls on stick figures when we were 5 years old, we think it looks good. I wish more girls understood that. My hair is a mess, I know it is, and I think that's fucking adorable. PLS just be cute !2. Seriously, I don't think girls really know how good they look with messy hair. I'm a girl and I've found out through the years that when guys say something, don't think too much into it, like what's the hidden meaning? Don't overthink it. Guys normally say stuff that should be taken at face value. We had a friend in college who would always try to figure out what a guy meant. I mean, this was constant. Every time she started to try and figure out what the subtle meaning was, we would say, "Chrissy, the sky is blue." Nothing more. It confounds me every time I hear this. Like, how is being direct and straightforward with your words not the first expectation when anyone hears someone speak? What kind of inefficient communication skills have developed among women that the default is to not trust the immediate meaning of words? I was in 11th grade and a girl I was seeing invited me over to hang out. We were alone at her house, in her bedroom, and she asked me if it bothered me that she was not a virgin. I said nope and continued being a virgin. Wait, wouldn't nope be the right answer? Someone needs to explain the expected sequence of events to me, because I would definitely fuck this up. He said nope but didn't make a move. Basically like somebody asking you if you're full, answering no and proceeding to dump the rest of your food on the floor, spitting on it and smashing it with a sledgehammer. Oh, and then you go back home hungry. Men can think a woman is hot without being sexually attracted to her. Men can think other men are hot without being sexually attracted to them. Some men can have a respect for someone's looks regardless of their sex. It doesn't mean they want to screw that chick or that guy, it just shows a level of appreciation for the way someone looks or the way they carry themselves. There is an unwritten rule of bathroom urinal etiquette that is never taught to young men, but is somehow universally known. When a man enters a public restroom to pee in the urinal, he is to occupy every other available urinal from other urinating men. Meaning, the prime peeing positions are in urinals 1, 3, and 5 if that is available. 2 and 4 should only be occupied if there are no other choices. If, by some unfortunate circumstance, you come across urinal 1 and 4 in use, with 2 and 3 open, always go for urinal 3. When 4 leaves it, balance it back out to odd-numbered urinals being used. We used to talk about this in college. We called it urinal theory and it was an extensive and active field of study. We discussed this in a social psychology class,